Hey there, friends and family. Welcome to Nocturnal Simulations. I'm Michael, and if you haven't noticed already, we're doing something a little bit different tonight. What you see on the webcam there is a 3D printed MCP for the 737 that I made last year. The design was from 737 DIY Sim, and it's worked flawlessly for me. I just enjoy the A320 so much more than the 737, so it's not a huge deal. Or not something I use on a regular basis, but with the PMDG EFB coming out here shortly in the next, I guess tomorrow, I wanted to get back familiar with the 737. So decided to grab a spare webcam I had sitting around and show you guys tonight so that you can enjoy it with me. On top of that is a little experiment I was doing with a little CNC machine along with the 3D printer, where I took the overhead lights along with the APU and created a panel that helps tremendously with takeoff and landings. Keeps your head down, you're not having to fumble around with the mouse on the ground as much. The little hole here was going to be for the APU temperature on the overhead panel. I was going to control it with a servo, but I just never got around to it. So with that, we'll be departing from Baltimore and heading up to Boston. I've got Mike and Ken in here with me now. I'm not sure if anybody else is going to join. I haven't really heard too much from everybody today. But as always, if you want to help support the channel, please check out the Buy Me a Coffee link below, and Super Chats are also available. Also, if you have any questions about any of this equipment sitting right here, feel free to ask in the chat. And with that, let's get started. Okay, I'm back. Alrighty, so I am a little bit rusty with this airplane. I did not get to do a full flight today like I'd hoped. So we're going to pull up JD's checklist here through their app. I need to scroll back up. And use that to hopefully keep me in one piece. Did I pass it? 737, there we go. Zoom in a little bit, make it a little easier to read. I've done a few things. I haven't done everything. Oh, the one thing I do need to check is high idle and flare. I need to remember to do that once we get up to cruise altitude. Alright, battery is on and guarded. Position light is steady, so we can go to my panel over here, move that down to steady. APU switch, wait for the APU. So APU is on the right over here, go to on. And if you guys want to watch the overhead here, so move the switch down to on and then start, and then back up to on. Should see our EGT on the APU kick in momentarily. IRS mode is the nav. Both of those are already in nav. Give them some time while we're sitting on the ground here. And once those have been aligned, we can go to yaw dampener. So I've been sitting here for a while, so that should be able to go on and not kick off. Fuel system. Crossfeed selector is closed. Closed. And fuel pumps are on. Don't have a ton of fuel tonight. In fact, I don't know if we have any in the center tank. We do not. We only have a little over 13,000 pounds on board. Let's go ahead while we're thinking about it and get the rest of the aircraft together here. Menu FS actions. I'm just going to put everything in here directly. Not worry about trying to load it tonight. Payload. We have in the flight plan 148 passengers. I can't hold 148 passengers. What the heck, some brief?
Send them next door. I can take a few extra.
Yeah, right. So we're going to put 120 in here.
I got room for 7.
So we're going to have 128 passengers today. Missing 20, so I'll split, give Ken 7 and you can have 13.
I got room.
Cargo 8140. I totally forgot to do anything on TTV, so we're not going to worry about it tonight at this point. Cargo, what'd I say? 8140. So it's split 4140 to the front and 4,000 to the back. And doors, we'll go ahead. Okay, doors are closed. Ground services, let's go ahead and release the jetway. And we should have ground power from the APU at this point. So we can go APU on, off on the ground power, and let's go ahead and remove that ground power. And remove chocks. Parking brakes are set. Oh, are they? Yep. Okay. I think. They were not set. Okay, sorry. What's up, Diesel? And then I think that's all the stuff on the ground we need to worry about right now. We'll do a quick little peek outside just to make sure, because I'm not very comfortable with this aircraft at the moment, since it has been a while since I've flown. Okay, everything looks good. Let's go back and get back to the checklist. Alright, fuel pump on, low pressure off, so we have nothing in the center tank. Leaving the center tanks off. Emergency exit lights are armed and guarded. Passenger signs, auto or on. Go to auto, and seatbelts on. Window heat on. Hydraulic pumps A and B on, all on. Air conditioning is auto or high. The recirc is auto, packs to auto. And then APU bleed on. Go ahead and remove the engine bleeds. Yeah, these are with the PMDG coming out with the EFB tomorrow. I wanted to get in here and give it a go. And obviously you can see I've got the whole setup here that I 3D printed and built. Alright. Isolation valve is open. And engine APU bleed is on. Okay. Oh, engine and APU bleed air is on. That's interesting. I don't think you need that. I think this is an older checklist compared to his newer ones. Alright, flat altitude. Our cruise level today is 370. So it's going up there. And don't worry, Diesel, the Phoenix A320 is still my baby. I'm not leaving this thing. And then the landing altitude. I'm not used to having to look at this because the Phoenix does it for me.
Between 0 and 50. So
Okay.
20 feet. 20
So we'll go to 50 just to make sure. And
those
then
doors.
ground surfaces, don't have to worry about that now. Alright, let's go back down to the FMC menu. FMC. We've got the position identified, reference airport. Oh, we don't need to do that. Route. Let's see if this worked. It did not. Okay. I've been having some trouble with the PMDG, and I don't know if it's some files that were old, and now I'm struggling to get things sorted out or whatever, but the 800, which is what I wanted to fly earlier, was not working for me at all. And the 700, I can't load a flight plan, so we're going to be typing it in manually. Darn it. What you get for being lazy. Alright, origin is KB... was it KBWI? For some reason I was thinking MI for a second there. And we're going to Boston. You laughing at me? And we're going to be Delta 929, as usual.
BMI just made me laugh.
No, you calling me fat?
One of my kids. No, one of my kids. One of my kids just an hour ago said, "You need to lose a few, Farley."
Alright, we're taking off runway 15 right. Alright, our flight plan today is going to be Swan. I'll pick the first one to Bross. And then we'll hop on the highway Q419. And we'll stay on that until JFK. JFK. And then we'll be on the Roebuck 3 arrival. So activate that. Execute. And let's see how that looks. Well, actually, let's get the departure and arrival in first. I feel like we're maybe missing something here. Let me double check. So, Swan to Bross. Jump on Q419. Should I have... Or when I jump on to Q4109 for 19, should I do the first waypoint first and then Q419 again, then the second waypoint? Where you jump off the highway? I feel like that might be correct, so this might need to be, I guess, Bross. Let's see here. Yeah, Bross would be the first point, so let's try this again. Let's do Q419. Q419. Here? Nope, can't do that. Let's look at what it shows on the map. Go and zoom out some here. So, Sean to Bross. Oh, no, that looks right. And then we go to legs and step through it. Yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. Okay, so get the route in. Get the IRS position. Route. Oh, this looks correct. Perf unit. Oh no, it's saying... Actually, we can go ahead and do this. Gross weight today. I think you can just push it in here, can't you? Nope. Alright, so gross weight. 130683. That's 6. Planned fuel is 13. Reserves 66.2. 1,000 pounds. Cost index. It's 5. Cruise altitude 370. Cruise winds. Top of climb winds are 260 at 99. Ugh. And that should take care of that. Okay, so in one. How long of a runway do we have here? Runway 15. Yeah, Diesel, how's the TCA working out for you? Alright, well, runway 15 is 9,500 feet, so we can derate pretty heavy here. So let's actually do, let's try it at 20, see what happens. And then we'll do the climb 1 profile. Takeoff, we're going to do flaps 5. And then I need to check the CG percent from the menu real quick. Uh, 130.3 to 24.6. 4.6. And V1, V2, V3. What does this runway remain mean? I'm not used to seeing that.
Mine says 0 feet.
Mine does too. Okay. Making sure I didn't derate too heavily was what my concern was. Okay, let's move
I
over.
only derated one notch. I'll take away my derating and see if that changes while you're
I did, okay.
doing the rest of your stuff.
Yeah, I did 2 notches there. So we are departing on Swan 3. Runway 15 right. No transition. And execute. go back
No
to...
different without the derail.
Didn't change anything?
Nope.
Okay. And then our arrival is going to be on the Roebuck 3. Whoops. Wrong button. Roebuck 3 for 4 right. And we'll do ILS 4 right with the JFK transition. And execute. Alright, let's check out what this looks like now. Go back to the legs page, step through it. We do have a manual departure. The rest of this flight plan looks pretty good though. Enable 260 knots at Roebuck. Alright, we'll figure that out when we get in the air. That's no big deal. Bring us back over the map. We're going to have to manually vector ourselves to Swan for the first waypoint. It's not a big deal. I love the TCA, although it was a bit weird using a stick in my left hand. Yeah, it takes a little getting used to, but after a while, it's no big deal. I started using it in joystick in my left hand when I got the TCA pack, and now I have a Verpal with a left-handed grip on it.
Did you get the Airbus handle for that?
No, I have not. I may eventually get one though. We'll see. Okay, so init route perf init. We've done all of that. Takeoff ref. We have done that. Verify CG and VSPs appear. Oops. That does, our trim is 5.5. Go ahead and move that up. We forget 5.15, sorry. There's 5, and we'll call that 1.5. Close enough. EFIS control, barometer set local. You there, Ken? You fell asleep?
I don't see his plane up next to me either.
Ah, altimeter 299.6. 299.6. MCP. Alright, these switches are not matching up to my hardware, so let's go ahead and flick them over. So now, when we go to Flight Director, flip that on, you can see it turn on. We want both on, so Captain's first, so we have priority, and First Officer second. Auto throttle is confirmed off. IS Mach is V2 plus 15. V2 was 134, so... Oh, a little too fast. V149. And LNAV, arm. Heading, arm. Runway heading for 15 right is 155. And altitude pre-select. Let's check it. Take a look at our departure chart here real quick.
Hey guys, I didn't ignore you. I lost my rudder. I'm trying to get them hooked back up.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Runway 28. Wait, what? Oh, there's fly, runway heading for vectors, transition, or assigned altitude. So we're going to go straight to the 370. So let's move this up to 370. 370, so we're good to go there. Alright, altitude pre-select. Auto brakes, RTO. Parking brake is set. Comm nav, ADF radios. Good to go. Let's go ahead and just set a random number on the transponder. Transponder is good. And I think that's all we need to do down here. Alright, doors closed. Let's confirm the doors are closed. Doors are closed. Ground services. Check that one more time. Everything's clear here, clear here, clear here, and clear here. Okay, good to go. Chocks are removed. And ATC, start and push. Flight deck, door, when windows are locked, air conditioning packs to off. Anti-collision light is on, so beacon on. Let's go and get our logo light on too. Okay. Once we push back, we'll be able to sit nicely on the tail fin there. And push back as desired. Let's go to the next page of our checklist real quick. Okay, ground services, push back, straight out, and we want to go nose to the left. Dot the I, cross the T. I like the push styles that they list here. Self-drive, straight out.
Those are that dot the I and cross the
Standard
T are
left.
handy.
Yeah. Nose turn to the left, 90 degrees. Chocks are removed. And let's go ahead and get our tug. DPX 200. Let's release the parking brakes and start.
Cockpit to ground. Go ahead. We've been cleared for pushback and start. They want the tail to our right. Copy that. Ready for push tail right. Release brake brake, please.
Parking back
Brakes
is...
released.
Okay, just making sure it's going to say that. Alright, engines verify idle. Oh, throttles are idle.
Brakes
Throttles
released. Here
idle.
we go.
Engine selector. It's like, I don't know if that GRD stands for ground or guard or guard. Igniter, ignition. Right engine. Wait for N2 of 25%. And fuel on. Oh, it looks like you're pushing right alongside me there, Mike. I don't think we...
I was hoping the tugs could manage like the synchronized swimming.
Synchronized. Yeah, it's working pretty well, actually. And that pushback's not too bad. Although, hopefully, I don't end up in your cockpit. That's funny. Alright, I just heard the engine starter click over to back to off. Let's go continuous. Let's go left ignition and GRD.
Complete. Parking brake, please.
Park brake. Set.
Brake set.
N2, waiting for 25%.
Alright, steering pin is disconnected. Watch for the slip release from guidance on your left. Have a good flight.
25%. Fuel is on. There she goes. Let that settle out. Alright, click over. So we can go back to both on the engine start. Gen 1, Gen 2. And let's go ahead and turn APU off. APU's off. APU bleed off. Engine 1, Engine 2 on, and auto on the packs and valve. Probe heat on. Auto on, off. APU's off. Flight controls free and full movement. Full left, right, back, forward, and let's make sure these rotor pedals are working. Rotor pedals are working. So you're good to go there. Recall button, pushed and checked. Nothing. Alright, taxi lights. Taxi lights are on. When we turn off lights, left, right. Transponder is set and in standby. Taxi, check braking and steering, check engine and flight instruments, check before takeoff items during taxi at your discretion. Okay, flaps 5 degrees. 1, 2, and should be 3 notches down, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Wish there was a little indicator. Verify takeoff speeds. I know you got the little dial, but it's just showing you where you're at, not where you're going. Okay, this said to check my takeoff speeds again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 6, 1, 3, 4. I don't know why it told me to do that, but those are correct. Alright, flaps are 5 degrees and green light. Green light. Leading edge flaps extended. Okay. Stabilizer trim set for takeoff. What does that mean? That's just my trim, which I've confirmed at 3.15. Yep. Alright.
Probably should say elevator trim.
Yeah.
Might be a typo.
Alright, MCP V2 plus 15. It's confirmed. VNAV and LNAV. We're going to be in the heading mode and then LNAV. And recall button is good to go.
So you do V2 plus 15.
Alright, engine both into continuous. And we are ready to get moving here. Let's go ahead and turn our landing lights on. This thing is not great during the daytime. Got the strobe landing lights too, or nighttime. The strobe landing lights also. Alright, Lego. Position lights are steady. Beacon is on. Wing is off. Wheel well is off. We're going to be taxiing to runway 15 via Tango to Papa. And auto throttle. And we'll double check the rest of this once we get to the runway. Alright, you ready, Ken?
Oh no.
You gotta be ready. What's that?
My rudders are unaccounted for, so I'll miss this one.
Alright. Yep, back and brakes off. Tap the brakes. Release them. Let's get rolling here.
Yeah, it's a morning.
Go and pull the speed brakes up just a little bit. Get them armed. Well, that thing was making all kinds of racket. Okay, I'm having that issue again where its takeoff config is not happy with me. Can you think of anything that might cause that?
You got your flaps down, RTO is set.
Yep.
So speed brake armed could be something if it
It's
is
armed.
on you. It shouldn't be.
Should not be.
No, it's opposite of Airbus.
Oh. Okay, maybe that's what my problem is. Alright, and then take it right.
Then hit that fancy takeoff config button Boeing has. I mean, jam your throttles full forward and back really fast.
Yep, they're good now. That's what the problem was. Okay. Yeah, yeah, you're right. The fancy button. I've actually been stuck in this exact spot that we're taxiing right now in this de-icing area because waiting on a storm to pass by. I was departing to Baltimore. Sit there for like an hour. Yeah, definitely no Airbus. Alright, I'm starting to doubt the model of this airport is anything remotely accurate. There's no lights, no lines, no nothing. And this is a runway, but it sure don't look like one.
What the heck?
What in the world? Okay.
That right here.
This is interesting. Alright.
We're on the right place on the map.
Yes, this is a runway for sure, but it sure don't look like one I've ever seen. All right, so we're going to be Harrison Fording it tonight and taking off the taxiway or whatever this might be. Okay, so stand by and steady on the position lights, or whatever STB stands for. I'm assuming it's standby. Oh yeah, so speed brakes and spoilers not armed is the next thing on my checklist. Nice. TCAS, TARA.
Yeah, it looks like you could use the green taxi lights to line up with what the airport diagram shows as 15,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, well, we're going for it. Alright, so 50%.
I sure hope there's 9,500 feet of that ahead of you.
We're about to find out.
I'll wait. Yeah, I'll wait and see what you find out.
Yep, and push the takeoff go around, and let's go. Oh, it is very bumpy right here.
80 knots.
Please don't fall apart. Please don't fall apart. Please don't fall apart. Yeah, this totally looks like a taxiway, but it's definitely a runway. And we're rotating.
Positive rate of
I was
climb.
ready to gear up. That was the weirdest looking runway I've ever seen.
Give you a minute or two. I'll roll.
Just botched a landing at Erie International and the A320 floated. Oh. Yeah, the A320, especially the Phoenix, I found the trick to it is hold the throttle in for as long as you possibly can. Yeah, let's go autopilot here real quick. Only can push that. And let's zoom in on our map. Go heading mode, it's already selected. So we're gonna go straight to Swan. Oh, heading mode actually disengaged, okay. Legs, let's move Swan up to the vector, enter, go back into LNAV. There we go.
Oh my god.
What happened?
Oh, nothing. It's just this.
Bumpy.
I didn't think I was going to survive this takeoff.
It's good and bumpy.
Yeah. We're up.
Speed this bad boy up. Press the one. And flaps up. Alright, taxi lights can go off. Runway lights can go off. There are no PAPI lights on the runway, which kind of threw me off. Oh yeah. That could be aggravating. We were landing somewhere the other day that didn't have PAPI lights. Was that last night?
That was last night. I can't remember.
Oh, it was El Paso.
Yep.
Just for the fun of it. Not that we're flying the 800 right now, but on my CNC machine I actually made a little coaster for a Boeing 737-800. That's what I'm currently using for my coffee.
Oh, that's awesome. What's some? Is it so? It's whatever resin or material you use.
That was wood.
Oh.
That was on my
on your
CNC.
CNC.
Yeah.
Sorry, you said CNC and I thought 3D printer.
Alright, let's see here. Auto brake at the off. Get rid of that FMC warning. We can go back to off on the starters. Seatbelts can go off. Oh, wrong one. Seatbelts. I am not nearly as fast as I used to be with this thing. What am I missing, Mike? What else do I need to clean up? 10,000s, landing lights can go off.
I don't see anything else. Did you set your brakes are set to off?
Yep.
If I was in bad weather, I would set my starters to continuous.
Yeah, I just turned those off after I got through those clouds. Check out this full moon.
They're not. Yeah, the 900 has an auto position instead of off. But you can't trust that auto position, as I once learned recently.
No, you can't.
But that is a checklist item. If you're in adverse conditions on takeoff or approach, you go to continuous.
Go ahead and go. Yeah.
Keep the igniters going.
Sean, which A320 were you flying? Then this can go into VNAV at this point. Oh, well, you know what? It's not going to go to VNAV because I'm well above or whatever my top of climb might possibly be. So I'm going to speed her up.
You're past your top of climb already?
No.
I think I misheard you.
I was climbing at 250 knots, so I was blasting through my the most efficient route. But I had it in speed mode on the level change because I didn't have VNAV.
Okay.
So I just went up to 320 knots.
You've done everything I would do.
What does the speed INTV do? I forgot what that.
Speed intervention. So that is your way of going into taking it out of, in Airbus terms, taking it out of FMC managed mode and giving you control with the knob right there
Oh.
for
See
your
if-
speed that you want.
Push that, it doesn't change anything.
What mode are you in right now?
I'm in level change. It's probably because I'm above whatever sort of departure.
I think it's
on.
because you're in level change. If you were in full LNAV, letting the FMC manage both your lateral and vertical, then it's also going to be managing your speed if your
Yeah.
screen is blank. If your speed screen is blank.
Actually, looking at my economical climb, it should be 268. So we can lower that and shoot back up again.
Speed internet works on it handy on a descent if you need to. ATC gives you a slowdown
Yeah.
for spacing or something. That's usually when I find it works for me. So I'm in, everything's managed, I'm on my descent, and I got to take over the speed control. Then I know that speed internet button will work under those conditions.
Yeah.
On climb, I don't know.
Just gonna have a weird, goofy climb. It's nice and bright because of that full moon, though.
Yeah. We might
Hmm.
have VFR conditions again tonight.
Yep.
To land. I guess that's not technically correct, is it?
Yeah, it's VFR.
So you can have VFR at night
Yep.
in the woodland? Oh, okay.
All right. These two little knobs are annoying. We're turning the screen brightness down. Alright, so we're not too far off our climb path. Considering I was goofing it up a little bit there. Get TCAS on. I have to do that. That's what I forgot to do, is turn TCAS on my display.
I forgot to turn mine on too.
So this thing took me 6 weeks or so between printing it and wiring it, programming it to put together. The only thing I wish I had was the backlighting. So if you look at my light panel, I've actually got it backlit. So I used my CNC machine on it to carve out the little lettering, which I don't think is showing up too well on the stream there. Not that I really want it to show because it's really ugly. And my taxi says off and off instead of off and on. So it was a prototype.
But I bet what you really wish you had done differently was built the A320 panel instead of the 737 probably, right?
Well, what's interesting that you say that, because I actually have drawn up most of a A320 panel inside of Fusion 360, and the hardest thing to do in there is make the push-pull buttons. And I'm looking around my room. I have a prototype of a push-pull button that I made, because the actual encoders are $100 if you can find them, and I'm not even sure MobiFly would accept them. So what is my Mach climb speed? 737, because it moved me over to Mach and started slowing me down. Alright,
You must have been flying the 7.3 a lot back whenever time you built this panel, because you switched to the Phoenix, or you're flying Phoenix these days. Back then, you must have been flying the 7.3 a lot.
Yeah. So I was, when the PMDG came out with 700, I was flying it like nonstop. And you can go look at all my flight logs on TDV, and you'll see that it looks like what my flight log looks like now, but for the Phoenix.
I was looking for something to read tonight. I'm going to do that when we get on the ground.
But yeah, it was kind of funny though. But by the time I finished building this, for some reason I moved over to the A320, and I don't remember if it was because the Phoenix came out or what. But oh, that was about the time I got the 3080 Ti. So when I got the 3080 Ti, the Phoenix was usable for me, because prior to that I couldn't use it with the hardware I had. So just a little over a year ago, I had a 7700K along with a 1080 Ti. And at the time, the way the Phoenix was, you could not run with any respectable performance that airplane. So I was flying the fly-by-wire along with the 737. Well, the 737 was 1,000 times better than the fly-by-wire A320, so that's what kind of got me hooked on this thing. Let me go ahead and move my throttles down just so I'm ready for landing here in a little bit. And then I built this, got the 3080 shortly after that, and then in around, I think it was December, I upgraded my processor to the 13700K, or 13900K, sorry. Then it really ran great in the Phoenix. So then at that point I was like, wow, I really like Airbus a lot more. So I pretty much just stuck with the Phoenix at that point. And I've actually, well, I'm thinking about it, Let me hop up and grab a couple things here. So I took what I learned from the 737 DIY MCP, and then I created my own CRJ panel. And what's cool about this one is it's fully backlit, so I don't know if we can really get... Let me see if I can turn this up a lot. You can see the lettering from behind it. Not really. But what I did is you got the switches on that I use from the 737, and they have those LEDs in it, like you see on the LNAV right there. And I took this is all 3D printed because I didn't have the CNC machine at the time when I made this. I took the clear resin and basically painted it black and then sanded off the lettering, so it's all backlit.
That's cool.
I just need to wire this. This is ready to go. It's all put together. Just need to wire it. I just haven't flown the CRJ in a while. And it comes it's in 2 separate pieces, really. I don't know how well it's showing up on the stream there, but
I can see it.
everything works. The knob, you can see the encoders on the back, all the switches, and everything. And then what I was talking about earlier is I was starting to make a push-pull device. So I have this little guy right here. So the encoder has a push on it already. I don't know if you can hear that if I click it on the microphone here. But then there's also this little momentary push button that I have right there. And I have a little, it's basically a cylinder with a wider cylinder that when you push it, clicks on the encoder, and then when you pull it, it'll click on the push button. Which this one I had set up originally for the push-pull to be just on the momentary push buttons, but what I need to really do is make it so that the encoder uses the push, and then I just have to pull it up a little bit for the pull. And that'll take care of the problem. It's really not that hard. I just gotta do it. So I'm after playing with this again, I'm really considering getting back into it, finishing this design, making it solid, and having my own I guess it's called the FC, is the FC MCU, or what's it called on Airbus? The autopilot panel, basically.
MCDU. Oh, the autopilot. I can't remember. All the buttons by the glare screen.
But yeah, if I can scoot around my camera stand here so I don't knock it over. Now, see, Diesel, something to be worried about the Mini FCU, because I was just about to talk about that. It's like, I really like the quality of the Mini FCU. Now, it's going to be called FCU, I guess, you know. It's the Mini FCU.
Diesel's right, though. It's the MCP, Mode Control Panel.
For the 737 it is. It's the FCU, Flight Control Unit, for the Airbus.
Okay.
It doesn't display the altitude and speed readouts like what you see here. It's has to do with the licensing on the Phoenix and the software they use. Now that's not a huge deal because every other button will work and you can just kind of see it on your screen. It works perfectly with the fly-by-wire. I ran into the same issue because I actually have a Phoenix profile for the 737 MCP that I use because it's a lot easier, you know, using the heading bug or whatever. And there's some other software that I grabbed that actually would pull the numbers from the code, and that worked pretty well. Can I go to VNAV now? I still can't go to VNAV.
What? I've been in VNAV since probably 10,000 feet. I wonder why it's fighting you.
I don't know. So I just had to manually increase my speed there at the Mach at 0.8. I'm talking, I'm not paying too much attention to the airplane. But if I do my own design, one, that's kind of cool, you know, that I did my own design. I've still got my CNC machine. I've still got the acrylic panels that I can cut out and put the backlighting in on it. The only thing I don't have is just that custom screen on top. But we'll see. I may just go with the mini FCU just because I'm so limited on time these days. But and just deal with the fact that there's no numbers there until somebody comes out with a workaround, because someone always comes up with a workaround. I'm about 20 miles out from my top of descent, though. Maybe it'll go on VNAV then.
I hope it does before then.
Because I'm in speed mode right now with LNAV.
Howdy.
So,
Let's see if we can figure this out here. You're in speed mode. Just can you try the VNAV button inside the cockpit with your mouse? Just out of curiosity.
nope. I got an execute in here. I don't know what this execute's for. Maybe now? Oh, yeah. It was asking me to execute something. Oh, target speed. Let's go 0.8. Execute. Okay, now it's in VNAV. And I believe I'm on my top of descent.
And my speed mode is
not
at
yet.
1.
Well, it was asking me to execute something inside the FCU down here. I'm not sure why it was asking me that, but it's fine. Dang, that kind of sucks. Although having to spend 5 minutes trying to push pull with my mouse is very annoying. Yes, I agree. Having a piece of hardware, which would be perfect for the Bravo here, because what I'm thinking about doing is mounting it kind of to the left and then building a light panel off to the right that would have all the lights and the APU and all that stuff. Because when I'm landing and taxiing, it's nice not to have to look up and deal with the lag that you might encounter at an airport. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull up our chart here. Last restraint is 8,000, so let's go ahead and move this 8,000 until we get the runway figured out.
On your Bravo,
Procedures.
does your speed brake handle work such that you can pull it up to engage? What is it?
So it's your
Push
speed
it
brake.
down and start.
Basically what I do is, I don't know if you can see it here, but I move it back just a little bit and it goes to armed.
Oh, okay.
And I can
wondered
push
how
it
that
forward.
Bravo worked.
Yeah, that's how it works on here. Alright, we are descending. Let's go ahead and get that approach chart pulled up. Runway 4 right, ILS. We pretty much got a straight in approach here, which is always nice. Although it doesn't really let me play around with my MCP too much. All the way down to 1700. And I'm not sure if it's showing any bit of lag between what you see on the camera here versus what I'm inputting. But it's instantaneous between the physical MCP and... Oh, what are we doing here? Turn. Oh, okay. That was weird. Yeah, Diesel, I would love to make a series of videos covering all that stuff. It's just a very time-consuming process. But it's definitely very rewarding being able to make these things. And with MobiFlight, you can make just about anything. some people have made full-blown cockpits, like the 737 DIY Sim, who I've got the MCP plans from, made an entire 737 cockpit from 3D printing a Mobiflight. And it just uses Arduino Mega 2560s, I think is what they were. I've got 2 in the MCP and I got 1 in the light panel. I don't think I have one in my office right now. I've got one out in the garage. But you can get the knockoff ones, the Lagus, and they work just fine. I took the time and labeled all the wiring in here in case there's any issues, because there's a ton of wires. And put it all nice and sheathing and everything, protected it. It's all zip tied together. It looks really nice on the inside. Tommy actually got to watch me build this because I was documenting a lot of it on TTV's Discord.
The one thing you have, did you do a descent winds request? Oh, you probably can't because you didn't.
No, I
You
can't.
weren't able to import.
It's not gonna be a huge deal.
No.
Got a massive tailwind right now, so the only thing I'd really be worried about would be fuel, but I got plenty of fuel. Yeah, and Diesel, I thought about it. I could do the bare basics, you know, like how to get an LED to show up and how to get a push button to work. I won't go in and do anything with like Fusion 360 because I'm not an expert on it by any means. I'm kind of self-taught, so I'm probably not doing things the correct way to begin with. So. Hey Paul, how's it going? You actually think the EFB is coming tomorrow? I don't know. That's a good question. Knowing PMDG, no. I kind of skimmed through a video from 737 driver earlier, and Emmanuel made it sound like things were buggy to some degree still. Without saying it. It was kind of like some things are not quite ready yet, but they will be when it's released, and this was today or yesterday he posted the video, so I'm not holding my breath.
He's on their team directly, so he's got to really censor what he says.
Yeah. Yeah, he can't release too much information. People, you know, they feel like they have an end with him from the YouTube channel, but unless he slips up and says something, then usually he's not gonna be able to release anything without being told he can. But I'm hoping that it's released this week at least, so I can play with it. I was a little disappointed in what it actually has in terms of functionality. You can't even do ground surfaces with it yet. Everything they showed was pretty much what we already have in the Phoenix, for example. There's nothing really fancy. If anything, it's less than what the Phoenix has. Everything they've made it sound like they're going to put in it is already on the market. I think the biggest thing they've got going for them is the fact that Xbox users will have access to this now versus a lot of the other planes that are payware and on PC only. They don't have that ability. Now, what I did see from what he was showing, it was actually pretty nice and laid out very well. So, if PMDG does anything right, things tend to work well and tend to look good. Other than my 800 not installing correctly earlier, which is another topic. Their installers are not my favorite. They're kind of buggy.
That unable 260 at Roebuck, you probably still have that message. I would imagine.
Probably. Yeah, it says drag required.
Yeah, just put out speed brakes.
You can only do 50% on the speed brakes with this thing, can't you?
honestly. I get confused if it's the Airbus or this one.
Airbus, I know you can go full speed brakes. The 737, I think, is 50%.
And it must be this one. Yeah.
How you doing, Paul? It's been a while since I talked to you. Yeah, I'm just now catching back up to my glide path here. Hey, thanks for the sub, Big Ten. I appreciate it. Quite a bit of work, but it was really rewarding. I didn't get too fancy with attaching this earlier. I just used some carpet tape and stuck it on there. It worked. I need to put some holes in the bottom of this thing, but the Arduinos sit right in the middle of this thing, so it'd be kind of hard to. I'll probably put one over here on the edges, and be okay. Alright, so I'm back on the glide path. I wonder how much I could get the speed brakes back in before it becomes an issue. I'm inching them back in.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing the problem. Like, if drag's required, it can't be very much.
No, I'm back on the glide slope already. Heck, it's even speeding up now. Give too much drag. Steep descent after Rise.
Odd, I don't even have that waypoint.
As part of the approach.
Oh, I edited some of the approach out because there was a duplication.
Oh, okay.
The approach and the arrival overlapped, so I pulled a waypoint forward to clean up that little mess.
Gotcha.
Wonder if that's it.
Man, this gets busy if you use this glide path. Like, I love having this glide path right here, but, like, what is the point of having this text that's just overlapped to the point you can't read it?
I don't even bother with it anymore.
Yeah.
I just use the glide path indicator on the right-hand side.
Yep. It'd be nice if you could, like, put it on your center screen here. Your MFD. Or, like, yeah, if you pull the engine stats all the way up here, like, why can't we have it on the lower MFD? Instead of just being blank.
Yep. Like I said, just because of all that, I just don't even bother with it.
See, if Boeing had made me a given me a job interview, I could have solved the world's problems.
Would we have a lunch tray and a side stick?
Absolutely. I'm only using it if I fly in a lot of mountains. Does it show mountains and terrain? Because this doesn't have... Does the terrain radar work on the PMDG? I don't think it does it? No, it's in op. Big fat in-op sticker over it. Like, explain to me why we can't have terrain at this point.
Yeah.
Because it just pulls from a database.
So what I'm hearing is the Phoenix has it. That's what
Yes.
you're saying.
Well, yeah, I was using it last night when I was trying not to die. Like crashing into the mountains in Colorado. I do like the progress page where it shows you like the waypoints and how much fuel you're expected to have at that. It makes it really easy to compare to the chart, not chart, but the flight plan, OFP. Yeah, the not having the weather radar is really annoying too, but everyone wants to blame Asobo for not having it, but then at the same time, there's all these other companies using NextRad, which for our purposes, because weather really doesn't cause us any harm, I mean, at least it would be something. MSFS is not the greatest for, you know, weather affecting your plane too much. Although we need to find a thunderstorm, Mike, and fly the TBM 850 into it. I want to see that lightning effect off the window. We might even just create one, just change the weather settings to thunderstorm one night.
Or find a volcano. They say they have St. Elmo's fire modeled.
Yeah. Is there a way to turn on make a volcano erupt in the game? I'm sorry, Sim. Does the Phoenix have a weather radar? No, it does not. It does not work. Same excuse that all the other manufacturers give of aircraft. Asobo doesn't have it released in their SDK, so they have no access to it. Don't know why it's so difficult for Asobo to release that information either, but I just fly the planes. Alright, so now we got this steep descent. We might need more speed brake here. Let's see how it handles it. Seems to be doing okay. Let's go ahead and the one thing I do not like about JD's checklist app is it resets when you close it. Alright, descent 3000 or procedure altitude. We've got 1700 selected. We're good to go there. Pressurization, verify landing 50 feet. Pressure is good. Yep. Landing data, approach speeds, and VREF check. Let's go to. Is it under. Oh, now I need to throw in some drag. Let's go 50% on the drag. Hopefully help that out. Alright, we're gonna do a flaps 40 landing, 130 knots. So let's enter 40. I guess you gotta enter the whole thing. 40/130. There we go. That's good. ILS frequencies. ILS for runway 4 right. What? 1103.
Another thing it doesn't do for you automatically.
Gotta punch those things in. 1103. And active. Auto brake. It's going to be, you normally land with 1 or 2.
Normally I go for 2, but I don't know if I'm the authority to answer that question.
Okay.
Serves me well.
As soon as I started bringing the speed brake out, I needed it again. We'll go with 2. I don't have a landing calculator on this thing like I'm used to. The runway 4 right is 10,000 feet long, so we can go to 1.
Yep.
And basically, we're gonna take the first left we can and head to the terminal. Alright, we are past our transition altitude, so let's go ahead and get the weather real quick. Winds are 070 at 9 knots, broken at 1900 feet, overcast 2600 feet, temperature is 9 degrees Celsius, and altimeter is 3015. I do like this ability to change this before it swaps over.
Yes. That was handy.
Anti-ice, don't think we're going to need it. Outside temperature is 9 degrees positive, so we are plenty warm, no need for anti-ice. And let's go to continuous on the engine ignition, or starters. And at 10,000 feet, landing lights on, passenger signs as required. Auto brake set, landing lights on, engine continuous or auto, and ILS frequency checked. Okay. Yeah, Mike, I was using some open source DSLR to webcam functionality for this camera earlier, and it was pulling in a ridiculous amount of CPU usage. So I was like, okay, let's try the webcam, especially since I don't have a battery that'll last for more than an hour as a webcam, and it doesn't even notice it. Well, that answers that question.
Well, I see you all too clearly up out my windshield. I need to slow down. So here we go. Speed intervent. I'm gonna drop down to
I'm at
20 knots.
244 indicated right now.
I'm gonna drop to 200 knots. Actually, throw out some speed brakes because I can pretty much like read your tail number.
Oh yeah, look at that. Mike's gonna be coming in right behind me. Wait, why are... Huh. Is it the beacon? No? Not sure what's causing... those lights to be on.
Oh god, I gotta get this blow up doll out of my cockpit.
Too much of a party last night, huh?
Keep forgetting that thing is still in there.
Alright, 10,000 feet. Let's go, landing lights on. Okay, so the lights are not responding. All of a sudden. That's not good. It was working earlier. I'm up on a decel point here.
Trying to slow this baby down now.
Yeah, I just hit a decel point, so it's going to start slowing me down. Alright, let's go flaps 1 at the up.
I'm already dropping flaps at this point too. Lower down.
Whoa, that was abrupt. Okay, so the landing lights are for whatever reason not working, but the taxi or the runway turn-off lights are interesting. Along with the taxi lights. I don't know what the deal there is.
I don't know why I didn't get any TCAS warnings. We were close.
Yeah, that is interesting. Alright, we're coming up on Goshi at 6,000 feet. Not much to see outside the airplane right now. Bunch of clouds. So at Nabo, it's going to have us at 187, so we should be at flaps 1 for that, 2 and 5, for that matter. Flaps 1 is 250 knots, flaps 2 is 250, flaps 5 is 250, so 10 is where we start getting some speed that we need to pay attention to, 210 knots. So we'll go ahead and pull flaps 1 in for Goshi. Saying drag is required, so we can go ahead and go flaps 2. Flaps 5. Expecting 1700 at Milt. And our current arc is showing us at 1700 at Milt. I'm down to 160 indicated, Mike. Probably slowed down a little early, but I'd rather be a little early considering my lack of familiarity with this thing than not.
I'm at 145. As dirty as it can be, trying to burn off speed and give you some space.
Can you still see me?
Without just not in these clouds. But I think I would have been vectored away at this point.
Yeah, they had you doing zigzags.
I am at 20 miles out. I dropped my landing gear and was at full flaps, and just trying to hover above ref speed as best I could, just to give some space.
That's funny. Let's go and get the track IR started.
How I caught up to you.
It's probably when I was going too slow on the cruise. Because I wasn't in VNAV yet. Alright, I can see the ground. I got some rain on the window.
Hey, Ken, you're back.
You can.
I'm back. Just thought I'd do a little eavesdropping since I couldn't fly with y'all.
Should be dropping down 1700 after this waypoint.
While y'all doing that, I'm having some Grand Canyon fun.
Why am I not descending? Oh, I don't have approach mode on. Approach mode? Might be too late for it, so let's go vertical speed. Nose are over. See if we can't get caught back up real quick. Here we go. Oh, it's so nice having an encoder dial for vertical speed.
Radio altimeter.
Oh, I did not do my minimums, which don't think is going to be a huge issue. Decision height minimums is 218. Alright, let's go ahead and go to flaps 10.
I did that about an hour ago.
And flaps 15. It is not following the glide slope, which is annoying. So we're going to do a manual. And I am not in line with this runway one bit. Get landing gear down.
It should not be an offset localizer on this in Boston.
No, it
That's
had
interesting.
me way off. So we're slowing way down. Dropping flaps as fast as I can now. And localizer did not have me lined up one bit. That's a shame.
But mine does. I'm locked onto the localizer, and when I see the runway, see what it looks like. About 2.5 miles from Milty, which is that 1700 point when I should get the glide slope.
It's a good thing we weren't flying into minimums here. One 110.3, right?
Yes.
Approaching minimums.
That's what I had dialed in.
Ooh, I didn't put my course in of 3.5. Oh, yeah, that automatically happened. That's odd.
Now it's picked up correctly. I don't know why it offset me like that.
Yeah, I'm looking pretty lined up.
May have been me doing something wrong, but
100.
I got the glide slope 5 miles out and looking good.
a little high, but we got a long runway.
40. 30. 20. 10.
A little bit of right crosswind.
Not my best landing by any means.
So were you putting right rudder in there?
Don't know what I was doing. I was just doing.
Mental autopilot there.
Yep. Considering I was not lined up, I'll take it. Take our first left here. Let's get our taxi lights on. Runway turn off lights on. APU to on and start. That's the wonderful thing about having that light panel. Alright, so we're just gonna go. We can take a left right here. Bring the speed brakes up. Flaps up. I'm not sure my speed brakes were up. That may have been causing me some problems there. There's Mike. Alright, let's go ahead and turn. This is one thing that's annoying. It automatically kicks after auto throttle, but the switch does not follow my switch. So flight director's off. APU's coming alive. And we're going to taxi on down to. What's that? Clear left, clear right. Not sure if that's Foxtrot necessarily, but it's covered up with a label right now. Let's see here. Yeah, Foxtrot. Okay. Foxtrot, cross 4 left to the ramp. Clear left, clear right, best I can do. Take her out on Foxtrot. Oh, this is not Foxtrot. The chart does not match the scenery. It's always wonderful. So, Quebec to the ramp. This taxiway doesn't even exist on the chart.
Just following you. And trying to figure out, I was looking for Foxtrot, and I just see you, I'm gonna follow you.
It would be the next one. And we're just going to pull into this nice, easy, straight-on parking right here. Alright, for the ground cruise, let's go ahead and get our lights off. The landing lights are not functioning as I would expect them to. Not sure what's going on there. And stopped. Okay, let's go over to APU power. Set the parking brake.
Yeah,
And
gonna
engine
take this
1
in
and
a
engine
minute.
2 off.
imaginary taxiway myself.
They just launched the tablet? Really?
Nope. Sounds like we have another flight going on tonight.
Sounds like it. Okay. Well, if that's the case, then we're gonna have to go get it.
133. How you like that, Ken?
I got 241. Considering I was offset, I'll take it.
133 and the 900 is a good number for me.
I'm just listening to them. This is Canaan.
I wonder if
They were doing the group flight that I got screwed up on, so I just did this.
go ahead and get the chocks. West ground power. Let's pull the gate in. APU off. On engines on the APU, and it sounds like we're about to go check out the tablet here. So if that is truly the case, let's do this. If anybody's still watching, what I'm going to do is hide the video here so you don't necessarily have to see my desktop. I'm going to go grab. Let's go check out the installer real quick. Pedro, I appreciate the heads up. Let's go see if we can grab this thing real quick and get her running. Alright, so PMDG Ops Center updates. I got updates for both aircraft. So let's do 700 and the 800. Maybe that'll fix my issues. Who knows? But we may be checking this out real quick. That was good timing. All right, updating MSFS. Yeah, appreciate that a lot, Pedro. All right, 700 is updated, and move it on to 800. 800
we
is
lost Ken
updated.
again.
Oh no! All right, I'm relaunching MSFS.
That's the sim down altogether.
Yeah, I've already updated, and I'm rebooting it right now. I didn't bother with shutting the whole airplane down at that point. I was too excited. So I have a hunch about
I
why
get that
those.
great landing in it. I don't even get it on film. Darn it!
You're too close. Well, actually, I saw you for a moment, but then I didn't actually see your landing.
I was happy with my skills on that one. Actually, I'll take that and be happy for myself.
I just want to know why I was offset the way I was. I don't know,
Yeah,
anywhere I would have offset the ILS. And yours came in perfectly, so that's the really weird part.
Yep.
Like I said, I'm pretty rusty with this thing, but let me pull up MobiFlight real quick too. Oh no, I think I know what the problem is, the landing lights. So there's multiple landing lights on the PMDG, and I think I selected one that has pulse, so maybe the pulse was the issue.
Yeah, I did see yours pulsing earlier on stream. The 900 doesn't have that.
Yeah, but I'm
function.
flicking the lights and watching the debugger on MobiFlight, and it's registering, so the switches are okay. Alright, well, Pedro, if you hang out for another couple of minutes here, we'll get the tablet pulled up, and we'll start checking it out. And we could actually pull up SimBrief. And I'm just going to load back in to where we took off, Mike. But I'm going to update it for now. Edit flight. Let's do the off block time of, it is 0035, so let's do off block time of 1.
Do the same flight over.
Yeah. 1 o'clock for Monday. Apply. Generate flight. Alright, so we are back up and running, and let's get... Okay, here we go. Alright, we'll load in with the 700 because I know it works. I'll check out the 800 off stream. So I believe I was at B6 when we departed earlier. Let's load in here. Yeah, no problem, Pedro. I appreciate you letting us know because that was huge. I was about to end the stream and get going, but give me a reason to continue. Alright, and once we get loaded back in, I'll get Moby Flight back up and running. Did you have to hit run every time? You reset the sim. Numerous widget configurations as well as avionics carrier options and selectable modifications for you to use. Now, what will happen is we get this far and then the 700 will be broke for me. Be my luck. Two flights on one night. Let's go.
Run mine through TDV as a charter again.
Oh, yes.
Duplicate.
Good point.
KBWI, Boston, the cruise at 37,000.
I need to make that while this is loading in.
I'm waiting for the sim to come back up again. Got the update.
Charter options. Ready to fly. Let's see here. See if it's in. There's no tablet.
Oh.
Oh man. Is there something we're missing?
We're gonna go find the secret decoder ring.
Right. Let's make sure there's not an option you have to turn on.
Oh, there might, yeah, maybe. Good idea.
Max fuel. So here's the LED light. Let's go with LED light. Let's get Moby Flight running. Run and see if that fixes my... Yeah, now they're working. We've been fooled, yeah. Pedro, what have you done to me? I don't see it. All right, let's check this out. PMDG. FB. Well, you know what? Let's bring up the Flight Ops Center. They posted it. Did they say that you have to enable anything, Pedro? Looking for a random click spot or a tablet sitting on the floor or something. Let me pull up the Ops Center. So I've got 3.0.8 installed.
Yep, same here. No other updates available. Shoot, I'm waiting for you to show up on my
New
world map so I can
updates.
get out in on the ground next to you. Come on, Microsoft.
Right. Pedro, do you need... they didn't say anything about it? Okay. Well, let's see here. You know what? Let's try different livery. Because I didn't update the livery. If there was an update for it. I don't know why it would matter, but...
I don't have any updates for my Delta liveries.
Let's just use their house livery and see if that matters. Why did these change? This said... that's weird. Okay, whatever.
You did A9. Alright. Go A7.
Updates to the 737 are live tonight. Initial tablet built, installed. Pretty unusual thing for me to do on a Monday morning, but we wanted to let you know that we met here. Let's pull this over so everybody can read it. Alright, it's a pretty unusual thing for me to give you a Monday morning update, but we want to let you know that we've made made live a series of new updates for the series airplanes and Microsoft Flight Simulator. This update is primarily focused on bringing the first build of our universal flight tablet to the 737 fleet. It also includes some additional small tweaks, including improvements and bug fixes within the 737 itself. Included here is cut paste from last week's preview announcement, lightly edited for improvement. The tablet initially releases with a small suite of applications that are focused on the EFB functions. So the way this reads, it should be released. Alright, so let's see what the plane shows now that we're... There it is! Got it! The livery was the problem. I'm a genius. So.
Alright. Well, mine's taking forever to load in, and if it doesn't show, I'll just get the standard livery and have to cancel my TDV flight because you can't fly without a Delta livery.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of silly that the livery caused that problem, though. So let's look at the Ops Center real quick and go to installed. So it's not even showing installed anymore, so Delta... Oh, okay, that's what it was. Yep. Let's go ahead and install that.
What'd you have to do?
Go back to the Ops Center and reinstall the livery.
Oh, jeez.
So, okay, cool. So, we have an EFB. That's awesome. Alright, so... Only 2 icons here. It's snappy. Definitely performs nicely.
So you didn't install the livery because you have to go out of the sim back in.
Yeah,
Shut
but
the sim down, right?
Yes.
So go back to the main menu and get a...
So here, I'm going to hide my screen real quick, guys, so I can log in. Once I find my phone. One second here, I'm going to log into Navigraph. It should pull in everything for me. Approve. Allow. Okay. Account is linked. Now, is there anything else I need to log into for some brief alias? I don't know what my sim brief alias is at the top of my head. There it is. I do like that you can type in inside this thing. Okay, so let me pop this back up, guys. There we go. There we go. Here's the EFB. Okay, so I went ahead and logged in. So I did the flight again. Pulls the sim brief in perfectly. Why is that snapping? Is there an aircraft follow lock location? There we go. Beautiful. Looks like it uses the same maps that Volanta has. Now, there's some weird little, it's like screen bleed on the edges here. It's just like the screen doesn't have anti-aliasing or something for some reason. Daytime settings, nighttime settings. Definitely keep it at night. Got full screen on the map. That's cool. Zoom in, zoom out. And then you can switch the map to... Oh, so that was using Google Maps. And then you can switch it to Navigraph. That's nice. World, IFR high, low, world, and VFR. Awesome. OFP is nice and huge, easy to read. That is one complaint I do have with the Phoenix that they have done a better job here with, actually. Super easy to read. Let's check out the charts here. Be nice if it pulled in the charts automatically, although when I hit departure, it pulled in the airport immediately. And you know what we need to do real quick? Let's get this airplane up and running. APU on.
House livery. I don't have it.
What's that?
I went out to the world map, grabbed a house livery, and I don't have the EFB. The hell?
Really? Try reloading into the airplane again. So it's been nighttime on the charts. There we go. Ah, beautiful. Love it. Make taxiing so much nicer. Eventually, we won't ever need to have Navigraph on another monitor, which will be nice. So we've pinned that one. Our departure was, has it changed? I guess would be a good thing to check out. So let's go back to minimum screen and start looking at this. So we got the request from SimBrief. Departure at 1 o'clock Zulu time. Be in Boston at 2:30. Sounds like the APU is running. APU gen on. Let's get some lights back in here. And then they got a simple and a METAR. So we can do METAR for the departure, and you can do the simple, and you can see at a glance what we got going on. And if you want more details, you can click on METAR. Pull it in. That's nice. Settings, on-screen keyboard. Weather source is from the sim versus real world. Interesting. Do real world because if you're flying on VATSIM, it's what you're going to use. All right, so nautical miles, altitude's feet, length is feet, speed is knots, airspeed is knots, Celsius, inches of mercury, and pounds. So that's all the settings. This is information on the tablet. So there's not a ton going on here, but it's simple. Let's check out the performance tool. So import from OFP all the... Oh, we gotta select the runway. So we're gonna do 4 or 15 right. Wait. Where is 15 right? Uh-oh. Interesting. It's missing it's missing a runway. Our route has me going 15 right, but I don't have a 15 right. Let's just do 15 left for the fun of it now. I wonder if 15 right is shut down.
Yeah,
that
probably.
Could be the case. Information... Departure... Runways... No, it's being used for departure right now. I don't know why that's not in there. Okay, anyways. Elevation 141 feet, runway heading, slope, runway length. Wow, it's really short. I don't know if we could take off it in that in that distance. Import from OFP. Optimum, anti-ice is off. X, let's say on. CG. Let's just put something in there for now. Because it's not importing it. I think we were 24.6 earlier. I do really like being able to type things in. It's awesome. Import weather. And what are we missing? Oh, calculate. Weight is required. What was our takeoff weight earlier? I don't know why I didn't just pull it in from the OFP. Oh, it did. 118214. So why is it saying that it's not correct? Calculate. Well, that's annoying. What if we put something in higher? Let's go 121. Calculate. Huh. So the OFP weight. So that's two things we've already found that wasn't working correctly. OFP weight said that our takeoff weight was 118,000 pounds. Now, I don't think that is correct. Let's do a new flight and maybe try pulling that in. Edit flight. Generate. Something may have just gone wrong with SimBrief there. SimBrief is saying my takeoff. No, it's saying 118,000 pounds is my takeoff weight. So it did not accept that in the performance tool. So let's type it in manually. So 118,214 pounds. Enter. Calculate. Okay, so it took it when I entered it manually, but when I imported it from the OFP, it didn't take it. Interesting. All right, so it's saying we need 4,974 feet, so we can't take off runway 15 left. The other runway at this airport that is pretty long is 10 or 28. So 10 would probably be the one we'd want to take. So let's check that out. 10. Calculate. Oh, that's giving me my... Oh, that's giving me the runway distance. Okay. So... Does it say anywhere how long it's going to take me to take off? Because that would be nice to know. Is anybody seeing that? Yeah, I'm not seeing the minimum distance required for takeoff.
I don't see it either.
Landing en route? Oh, you can do a landing en route, so if you need to do a diversion.
Did you have to do anything in the FMS to get the EFB to show up?
No, I just reloaded into one of the default. I did download, the only thing I may have done differently was download a livery, but that was while I was in the sim, so that wouldn't have made a difference because I didn't load it in on boot up.
I closed the sim, downloaded liveries, uninstalled, reinstalled them, and even the house livery, I still don't get it. Alright, I'll figure it out. Keep working on it.
It's nice that we get this calculator now, though. But yeah, this thing is pretty basic for what they were hyping up. That's for sure. Although everything is very snappy. I do like that. So let's say we were departing from 15. Not sure what departures we'd have on 15. Depart. 15. I'm sorry, not 15, but 10. We need to depart 10. Yeah, it's interesting. I can't do that. Procedures. I could still use the Swan 3, so. Pull up Swan 3. It's nice. And then we can go to our arrival. We were doing the roadblock 3. Let's go ahead and pin that. Approach was 4 right. Pin that. Check that chart out. And then airport information. So now, when we're okay, boss, why did the pin charts for the departure not save? Alright, so I got a pin chart and it doesn't show up here. How in the world have they spent this much time and this not work? I understand that this is saying KBOS, but I'm not seeing a way to get rid of that or change it to KBWI. Alright, let's try this again. Departure, pinned, pinned. Huh. It's not pinning. Oh, okay, I see how it works. Okay, I'll take back what I said. So the pinned, you have to click on the approach or airport, departure, arrival, approach, and reference charts to pull those up. Okay, I'll take that back. So now we can click on the airport there, and then let's say we're departing. Actually, I like that. Okay. And then the arrival would be for KBOS approach. Okay, that's actually pretty nice. I like how they have that laid out. Once I figured out how to use it. So that's pretty much it. Pretty simple, but pretty handy, other than the fact I'm missing a runway. Completely.
But we had trouble with that at PWI anyway. That one of the runways was not correct with the charts anyway, right?
No, I didn't have any issues with the FMC putting runway 15 right in.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you want to customize the plane, you still have to use the FMC. That is correct. PMDG has said that is a temporary issue, and they plan to bring all that into the tablet. I don't know why it's not released yet, but that's what we have. At least we have something now. So that is pretty nice. I will commend them on how well it's laid out and how snappy it is, though. I do like that. And that they got the Volanta charts pulled in the way they do. Not Volanta, Navgraph. Can you taxi from here too? It's kind of painful to navigate that far in, but you could even navigate from the world map. So that's pretty nice. That's just a quick look over if I have my track IR on. It's really nice and big. Go to charts, go to airport, full screen. That's pretty nice. This is not as handy as the world map, but this is pretty nice too. Alright. I'm glad it's finally in the game, but wow, it's very incomplete. Yeah, I would tend to agree. They left quite a bit of stuff out that they could have added already, but hey. As long as they stay true to the word, which they tend to do a good job of saying, hey, it's going to be a while, but we're going to get it in. At least it's in. Got something. So, initial impressions, some good, some bad. But overall, it is definitely a right step in the right direction. Yep, updates are definitely on the way. Alright, so I guess we can get going here. I actually don't have a ton of time, Mike, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be in it for the long haul, but we'll at least get up in the air.
I'm watching you for now on the stream.
See, figures
Did a
out.
full restart, seeing if I can get something going here.
Okay.
So far, no joy on any livery.
Alright, so the landing lights are working again. All the lights seem to be working, so let's get the logo light on. Position. And beacon will leave off. Nav. Let's get some lights in here. Hopefully they allow us to give it light presets too.
Yeah. The
That'd be-
FlyBoWire has a great setup for that.
Yeah.
I didn't have to think about it much. Nice and automatic.
So I'm gonna breeze through this real quick. Oh, you know, one thing I'm curious about. It doesn't. Oh wait, hang on. Flight planner. Oh, hang on. Let's just go from the beginning. Get our position in. And yaw damper. APU bleed on. Auto open. Fuel. So we are expecting 12,285 pounds. 12,284. APU pull a pound. So here's where it's saying my gross weight's 130.4. Oh, you know what? Passengers. How many passengers do we got? Cargo is 5335. We'll just make this close, but not perfect. Block passengers. $97. Alright, there we go. Gross weight, 120.9. So we can actually go back to the performance tool. We can import this from the airplane. 120.886. Calculate. Altimeter's 2997. Alright, so we got the fuel payload. Let's go ahead and close the door. Just kind of rushing through this right now. Removed. Okay, that's all good. So, gross weight 120.8. CG 24.4. 24.4. Planned fuel was 12.3. Reserves 593. Oops, 3. Cost index. You still cheating on this? You gotta remember where it's at. Five. Cruise trip altitude. It's 390 since we're so light. Cruise winds 260.99. And temperature. Don't know if it tells me the temperature in here or not. I don't recall seeing that before. Probably is in there somewhere. Alright. So... perf init request. What happens if we hit request now? Versus me manually entering, I wonder. It didn't seem to do anything. Execute. I'm afraid to push it now. Let's see what happens. Nothing. Okay. N1, we got 10,000 foot runway, so we're going to derate to 20k. Climb 1. Take off. Flaps 5. Check out the performance tool again. For months I was wondering why my plane's pushbacks took forever. Park and brake. It was the darn park and brake. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta turn that thing off. What we were looking at, flaps 5, CG 244. We're expecting runway, I think I said 10 now. Yes, 10. Okay, cannot enter that. Alright, V1 speed. 124, 124, 128. Can I copy that? No. And I'm gonna say 128. Yep. Okay. Runway winds. Does this give us the runway winds? Length. No, it does not. So let's go ahead and request our flight plan. Oh, nice, it pulled it in. Let's do Delta 929. Can't enter that in there. Select this one. Request takeoff speeds deleted. Oh, we're gonna have to do that again. I guess I did it out of order. Did it at least pull in all the information? It did not. Oh, here we go. Load. Loading. Loading. There it goes. Activate. Execute. Okay, cool. Changed my V-speeds. It's interesting these don't match up just right. Trims 5.19. Let's check out the legs. Ah, nice. Beautiful. This would have been handy earlier when I was having to manually enter all this. Departure 10.
Starting to wonder if it just doesn't work in the 900. I've tried everything I can think. House liveries, updated liveries, restarted. No EFB in the 900.
Really? And then we're right. JFK transition, execute.
We'll go through the PMDG setup just to see if
I gotta get my workflow back down on this thing. So this is all set up now. It's off. Over ground, whatever it is. Side. D5%. Fuel nose to the left. Give me a tug. And let's start.
Cockpit to ground.
Beacon light on. Should turn that on earlier.
We've been cleared for push and start.
Just trying to rush through this now. Maybe you can get to bed.
Copy that. Ready for push tail right. Release brake brake, please.
Release brake and brake. Tap the toe brakes.
Brakes released.
So here's where it's going to be nice.
Brakes released. Here we go.
Taxiing. Kind of just glance down. So let's get the engine number 1. Oh my goodness. And over continuous. %. Introduce fuel. And arm speed brake. RTO. And we're going to go down to our runway that's not really a runway. Let's go flaps 5.
Push back complete. Parking brake set.
Parking brakes set.
Brake set.
Oh, hang on. Don't need speed brake. Gotta remember that.
Steering pin is pulled. Watch for the salute and release from guidance on your right. Have a good flight.
Alright, V2 plus 15. Runway heading is 105. And we'll go to straight to 390. Okay, ready to go. Taxi lights on. Runway turn off lights, and it's dark, so let's get the landing lights on. Position steady, beacons off, okay. Parking brakes released. Takeoff config is good. We're actually going to pull in there at hotel. And why we're going to do that, because there's not really a runway between the end of the runway and hotel. So I'm going to take this first turn here and just get rolling real quick. And APU can go off. Quick check of the overhead. Everything's good except for backs. What is zooming across my screen? Do you see that? Stabilize, and I know this looks like a taxiway, but it is not. It's supposed to be a runway, but the scenery is hilarious.
8 knots.
Report.
This thing went up, got up and went.
Positive rate of climb.
Get all this stuff that I neglected turned on. Big mode and level change. Pop out. Alright, cool. I screwed that entire takeoff up, but we're really just here for the EFB, right guys?
Back.
Alright.
Sorry, bounce up for a minute.
Uh-oh. Stick shaker.
See,
Stick shaker.
Somebody says you have to go to page 16 of the equipment options.
16.
I'm checking that right now.
16.
Flight tablet, yes or no?
Is there really? I didn't see that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? It's right there. I'd be in the air with you right now.
Is it options or... Oh, I guess it's under aircraft.
It's under aircraft, yeah.
Equipment.
There's 17 pages.
16. Flight tablet. Ah! Look at that. I looked right over it. Oh well.
How did you luck out and get it? Is yours off or on?
I don't know.
Yeah, yours is on.
I don't know. Alright, so everyone that... you need to select the flight tablet to yes on page 16 of your equipment. But guys, appreciate everybody watching tonight, but I think I am going to head out and try to catch some food before dinner here. I just want to get up in the air real quick for you. One more time, despite how terrible of a takeoff that was. If you have any questions on anything you see here, let me know. And I will continue checking out the PMDG tablet, but I think we all have a pretty good idea of what it does and does not do at this point. So, that guys, happy flying, and I will catch you later.